Salutations and happy Monday, gamers. And welcome back to another episode of the Gloves Off podcast, the only podcast where there is no heaven, there is no hell, there is only Minecraft. And that was a confirmed entity this weekend. We'll talk more about how the entire time, every time you've D'd in Smash, every time you've died in Smash, you've just gone to Minecraft. And it's canon. It's real. Sonic the Hedgehog does that now. What'd I tell you? Perfect timing. What's going on, guys? We're here with another episode of the Gloves Off podcast. I'm Koopa, and I'm here with we're all together for the first time in a while. That hasn't happened in a bit, so look at everybody.
Look at us.
Yeah, a bunch of
Who would have thought?
Look at us.
Yeah, who would have thought we made it this far?
We're like, no more Smash news. We're done. This game sucks. The past 2 days have been terrible. And then here we go. Steve comes and he saves the day. Love him, hate him. Zero, man. It's real. He is real.
There's also a new combo video that came out. I think arguably saved the Smash scene as much as the Minecraft Steve. Maybe a little bit more because it's right now. Yep.
So we'll go around the horn and say hi to everybody. The man with the Peloton bike that's not a Peloton bike.
No.
And newest birther of a combo video, Mr. Hazmat Rules. How are you, sir?
Yet again, doing great, man. I actually had a ton of fun editing that video, as I always do, man. I do really enjoy the video editing process and watching clips and doing all that shit. So I'm having a good time, dude. Really busy at work. Staying up on the content grind as much as I can, and yeah, that's about it. Dog's doing great. I know everyone's wondering. That's a real question, and that aside, man, everything's
I'm always wondering how Parker's doing.
Parker's killing the game. He's doing great. He really is getting better every day, which is awesome. So.
How's that guy?
He was a little over a year when we got him, so he's probably like a year and a couple months, and now so he's probably around 2 years old now at this point.
Nice.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Then moving right along the chain, joining us for the first time in a minute because we all haven't been able to coordinate our schedules. Still was the longest set of hair I think I've ever seen you since I've known you, Mr. Ajax. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Oh, you have no idea. Like, this is like ridiculous, man. I've never had long hair in my life prior to everything we're doing right now. But I'm good. It's good to be back. It's been a while. Unlike it has his combo videos, I've been doing nothing but editing, me saucing people with the randomest Pokemon in the world, which is a topic we get to talk about today for the first time in a while. It's been great. I know the excitement for Steve's definitely there. I am somebody who kind of got blown up a bit from my dislike for the initial announcement, but my mind has been changed. We'll definitely be talking about that today. It's good to be back though. Like it's been too long.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, the man on the ones and twos, and I think the only person that's actually played Minecraft in the call tonight.
Not true. I did, and I disliked it.
Oh, no. Okay.
Uh-oh.
We'll get back to that later.
That's worse. That's the worst answer. You could be like, I was just ignorant. I didn't understand. But now you're like, nah. I know exactly what it is.
There were reasons behind my dislike at first.
That's valid. Mr. Chrisolodian, how are you, sir?
I am fantastic. I actually think Minecraft is going to unironically save Smash, and it's one of those things where it's been love and hate. Dude, it has provoked more reaction. It broke Twitter for a day.
It literally broke Twitter.
Minecraft has ushered in just generations of kids, but yeah.
I'm not disputing any of that at all. Trust me, my view has been adjusted since the initial part, but it is wild, really, that most of us, a lot of people, like this is the most split character outside of like maybe Jonasy, that we all were on. Like we didn't. So many people didn't want it. So many people wanted it, whether it be for the memes or not, or they loved the game. It finally happened, and like Has said, it literally crashed Twitter.
Yeah,
that's how crazy the announcement was.
Yes, so let's talk about it from the top. Obviously, this all stemmed from earlier in the week. Nintendo made an announcement that on October 1st, they're going to be revealing the 7th character to be added as DLC to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. A lot of people were kind of coming at some different places from this. I know there are some parties that had their expectations ridiculously low because Nintendo was just coming off of the Hyrule Warriors stuff, and as well as the Pokemon Golden Tundra or the Frozen Tundra, whatever. Crown Tundra, the Tundra of some sort.
There was a Tundra.
There was a Tundra involved, but yeah, I know some people were coming off kind of down, and people were giving their predictions, and maybe it'd be Crash, it might be a Pokemon, it might be a Zelda character, and I know a lot of people were saying that the game's feeling kind of stale right now, given the circumstances of the world and everything, and they needed a real kick in the pants. And lo and behold, we got that kick in the pants, as we said that the best-selling game of all time, the first indie game technically to ever be repped in Smash, and a second Microsoft rep within almost a year. Yeah, it's been. Banjo was revealed last summer.
Within a year, yeah. Banjo was not
Minecraft Steve is in
long ago.
Smash. So
How can it be? And I've heard you're not supposed to call him Minecraft Steve. He's just Steve. His name is not Minecraft Steve. I didn't know that.
I've been told that too, but that's the only way I'm going to be able to differentiate 10,000
Steve for Minecraft. Steve for Minecraft.
I say Joker Persona 5. I don't see how this is related.
It's the same exact thing. It's like if you said that for real.
Why does the Metroid crawl?
Samus Metroid, yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, we not only Steve revealed in this, we got some alternate skins as you get the female variant in Alex, which granted didn't know there was a female variant.
Never mind.
But, yeah, you get the female variant in Alex. You also get the option to play as a zombie and an Enderman. And we got a 3-minute trailer where Sakurai kind of just explained, "Oh, yeah, this." I basically told him this would be kind of impossible. Yeah, I'll do it, but he did it anyway. Then on that following Saturday, we got a much more in-depth, what we've come to grow accustomed to in quarantine with these Smash character reveals and stuff like that. You get a very in-depth look, a history of the game, and just kind of a real fleshing out of the moveset. So let's kind of go around the horn and get everybody's initial impressions. I'm going to start with Chris as our resident Minecraft super fan here, because we've been talking about the server with the Applebee's for months. So this is for you, Chris.
That's true. We have been talking about that, and that's under construction, mind you. That Minecraft Applebee's is under construction, and it'll be done soon. But let me tell you a little something about Minecraft Steve here, dude. This is probably the most true to form character as far as games go, and I think this every time game comes out, or I'm sorry, DLC comes out in this game where I'm like, wow, I did that really good, or a new character. Like, like when the Belmonts came out, you watch how they crouch walk, how they jump, how they attack, and you're like, this looks like Castlevania.
How they recover, all that stuff, yeah.
To the T for the most part. Yeah. Just the animations, just so much care. And you see this in like the smallest ways too, like even with some of their Mii costumes, which we could talk about a little bit later. Like, but the point is, you always see them like actually like, really putting that effort in to represent that game. And then this game though, despite what you think of it being a kid's game or not, Minecraft's super complex, and they somehow managed to get all of those complexities into this character. And I'm not exactly sure how they did it, but they've gotten everything from the actual mining to building out blocks. They have like they added a whole new mechanics. Like the mining from this character is actually stage dependent. I don't know if you guys caught that. That's insane to me.
It's like Olimar, Pikmin, and Brawl.
Yeah, yes, like you can see on the screen right now, you'll see like the amount of materials that dictates what your items are like, how strong your items are. You can see there's gold bars, diamonds, and then you craft stuff, which is like what a concept, right? Like within Smash. Very reminiscent. I know we talked about this before the call, but very reminiscent of like Shovel Knight coming out. In Rivals, where you see the character literally digging up materials that they use in fight. Like this is now officially in Smash, and it's become this character is going to be a very big brain character, which is going to be weird because I don't know if you guys saw, but the jump is literally the equivalent of a short hop jump for most people. Like terrible recovery, but there's so many other unique mechanics where it's like, well, I don't know. You could literally ledge guard a Pikachu apparently, but just by building blocks, like which is something we got to see in the trailer. So
I was thinking, there's a lot we don't know still. Every character has literally had the same reaction where it's like they're going to be so broken. Like you shoot the arrow and like break their shield in one hit. It's like all right, whatever. Like that wasn't that overwhelming.
Yeah,
like,
if you get hit by that, you should just unplug your controller. Type
the thing is though, is like did you see like the stuff with the TNT, like where you need redstone and?
But, who knows?
In a 3-stock format, that's a near guaranteed ledge trap for a stock.
Well,
like,
that and
we don't even know the kill power on it.
And the blocks though, like you have blocks, you have this, so this character is literally just setting you up for all kinds of shenanigans.
You can only do one or the other. You're not gonna have enough time to build a wall off stage and also set up the TNT. There's no. If your opponent lets you do that, then that's their own fault. I don't think there's enough time to do both.
Like it'll be so matchup dependent. Like that character, I think the blocks are by and far like the most ridiculous thing that this got, because we were talking about how just a second ago the jump, but out of hits, then once it ends, like you just straight up put a block underneath you on recovery, so you can just find your way back as well and utilize that as recovery and stop people's edge guards. Like it's got such a unique concept.
It's a resource too, though. Like it's
true,
I don't know. He could suck,
the character's
honestly.
gonna circle camp for sure. Like early on, you need to push him away and build up resources early. But like we've seen what people like Duck Hunt and Pac-Man players are able to do with their characters. I think that in the right hands, this character under the right people who can manage resources consistently are going to be a problem.
I could have said Belmont players after being inspired by today's combo video, but
I'm referring to a certain Pac-Man player who's quite excited that Minecraft finally found their way into the game. A Lucina main, but really is a Pac-Man player. Yeah, I'll tell you, man, this character
actually is a creative Lucina.
Dude,
it's
gonna be nuts. Here's the deal, though, man. Like, I'm still kind of geeking out over the true to form because I don't know if you guys saw this. Like, even just things like perfect shields and the final smash and everything.
The shield, which they've done a great job with a lot of characters. Like even Banjo had, an amazing parry animation. The Shotos too, obviously. The parry animations they just keep getting better at it. It's so cool.
Look at this sleep animation. It's gonna show you in a second. I don't know if you saw this, but yeah, there's a perfect shields at literally pulling out a shield, which is broken in Minecraft, by the way. So it's cool that they're kind of recognizing that. But here, look at this. Literally, an entire
builds the bed. You can see him take it out and throw it down.
That is insane, dude. That's just like minor detail, even in the back of the stage.
Do you think he's airborne technically? Like if Puff tries to down tilt him there, do you think it'll live?
I don't know. That's like
I think it just makes it easier for Puff to land rest for sure. Like that's gonna be a.
But sometimes they want to. I feel like sometimes they want to do falling up air into rest or do other things. I don't really know how. We'll see. He could be off the ground. Why not? It's super possible. Like a lot of characters when they fall asleep are very low profile. You know what I mean? Like it's possible that he's suspended in the air. It's insane. You can do whatever you want.
The thing is yeah. So I'm sorry, Has continue.
No, you're good, bro. We don't know. We have no idea so far. I think he. The one thing I think is. Too. Yeah, he is coming out 13th,
October 13th. Yeah, the end of this week.
But like,
that is one of the reasons I wanted to push the combo video out. I didn't want to. I needed to beat the Steve hype before it came out. He's
gonna end up being like a ledge guard machine regardless, though, because I don't know if you guys checked out the moveset, but he also has that down tilt that throws the fiery flint off the stage.
It's a non-committal PK fire. Like you just put it off stage. It doesn't take. It just free falls down. It's similar to trying to like get around a villager, like right there. Like it's got the multi-hit property, and also something not talked about enough is this character has a spike on forward air that's pretty quick. That you're gonna try and jump around setups like this or jump around blocks, and Minecraft's gonna be able to just bait you the same way Yoshi would.
Like
it's like
I just keep calling it Minecraft instead of Steve.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm okay with it.
What's crazy to me is that like this character looks like if you like spliced Pac-Man and Villager together, like obviously like it just kind of looks like some like weird Frankenstein baby, and like some of the stuff that you saw, like once you watched a lot of the in-depth stuff, is that obviously there's some issues with range. His jump height obviously isn't that great, but then you see stuff like the neutral B is different depending on where in the stage you do it. You can literally build a terrain to walk across the stage, like you can walk on water. Like, pretty much with this character.
Another reason to ban Lilat, by the way. It's only iron on Lilat, so...
Yes, so...
Yeah, dude, the stage counter picks. That's a whole nother thing.
People were saying that you actually want... Like, it would be okay to dig up... Like, if you bring him to Smashville, so he only digs up mostly, like, wood or weaker materials, apparently he harvests those faster. So, yeah, he's getting weaker materials, but he's getting more of them. It's like...
That's true.
I think it's going to be matchup
player dependent too, like on how often they like to actually mine for things. Like if it's somebody who's good at like taking their time with the mining, they don't mind a stage that's like gonna make them have to take longer. But the more aggro players who need the short stuff like sand and wood, they might be okay with going.
Yeah, you might see more games on like you can
just do it wherever you can move while you're doing it too. It's like charging limit, but you can move. What the fuck?
This character's got like weird like Mega Man strafing type things when you can
like walk
back and
forth. That's the most broken thing that no one's talking about is that you can move while charging. Like you can move. I can approach you and you can just move back just a little bit. You can whiff punish people while charging your mechanic. Or well, it depends. It could have a ton of mana lag, which I doubt.
You could literally just wave your sword and stuff as you move forward too with the idol, like right there. Like
nice job, Chris.
Chris is quick with
that's
it.
I'm pretty ready for this one today.
This is his magnum moment.
The thing is because this is like kind of the whole point, right? Like he actually likened him to Mega Man. Sakurai did in the reveal where he's just like, yeah, it's going to be very similar to Mega Man, where he kind of true to form. You're just getting hit by little hits here and there, just like you would in the game, and it interrupts you as such. So he's
you see, he can move while he forward smashes.
Yeah, it's like a wider range, is what he explained it.
Or maybe he just goes forward a set distance.
Yeah, it's like it's Kirby's forward smash, where like you kind of get some oomph with it when you move forward. So it's going to be very interesting to see how things shake out. You might see more people opt to take Steve to like the more like neutral terrain stages, because I think the resources are like they're I don't want to say they're like randomized, but like you get like you're not guaranteed to get more one than the other on a stage like Battlefield or like an Omega form of another stage or something like that. So it's going to be interesting. We obviously got another great CG trailer out of this, and I want to like ask you guys two questions. Number one, how do you feel about the fact that Minecraft has been purgatory this whole time in Smash? And number two, did you guys know immediately what this was going to be when the trailer started? Because I didn't.
Not immediately, like when they were fighting, obviously, no. The second he went through the wall, I've never played the game in my life, but the second he went through the wall, I was like, holy fuck, it's Minecraft. Like, it has to be. I know, it was like fight or flight. It was insane. It was like I was living out a nightmare. It was truly worst case scenario, in my opinion.
You had that Shulk vision where you see it before it actually happens.
Yeah. The best embodiment of how I felt was Mars's reaction to it all. Like, as the wall went through, that's when I realized it too. He just went, no. Like, that's how I felt at first. Like, I will say, like, with how true to form and how well they designed this character, I have never had such a 180 on my thought of something being involved, period, than this character. Because I truly, like I said, I was a hater. I didn't care for the game. I respect people's joy for the game, and I respect the 200 million units it sold. It just didn't hit home for me, and that's okay. But just the effort that they put in this small attention to detail is absolutely nuts.
And
for anybody in this game, like it's.
And we get a whole new random stage like Mario Maker for all of us who do enjoy playing item gameplay and having randomized stages.
I like those stages. Biomes. They're fun.
It's cool, man. Cool. They added a lot of really neat stuff. I'm really looking forward to this update. Who knows? Maybe we'll even get really cool character patches. It just
I know.
It just feels to me like this is like the degree of care I wanted to see in the game. It's not like it was another Nintendo rep. You know what I mean? Like we didn't just get like. Kind of the past two were a little brutal, right? I think a lot of people were sort of down. They came out at a weird time too.
Min, Byleth.
Yeah, like those aren't
low,
big,
dude.
heavy picks. Yeah, those are, ARMS just isn't really an embraced franchise, and Fire Emblem we've seen represented 6 times before that. So it's just
and twice as DLC, which is 3 times as DLC, which people I don't think talk about nearly enough.
True, because you had Roy and Corrin. It wasn't just Corrin.
Yeah.
This is
it was that slow burn since Byleth, because it's been going like we were upset with Byleth, and then we didn't even find out it was Min at first. We just were told, hey, it's an ARMS rep. So we were upset since that point. And then you had the split with Steve, but it was still just that was the bomb. And for me personally, I was mentioning it off call. One of the things that was pointed out to me in some conversations in a few Discords is that we've got 2 Microsoft reps for this game. And one of the big things that makes it pretty good, like everybody was complaining, like what is Microsoft getting out of this? They're getting exposure in Japan. Microsoft and Western developers don't get exposure at all over there.
That's a great point.
So this is big, because not only is Minecraft just going to get some more attention over that way, even though they're already playing it to begin with, Xbox properties, which don't really sell over on that side, are going to get more attention because it's involved in Smash, and brings up the greater likelihood that Master Chief still has a chance.
I really believe that too.
The thing too is, think about it the inverse way as well. If I'm somebody like, let me think of a good example character here. I don't know. I was gonna say Bayonetta, but that is not a great choice. Hold on, let me look at the roster real quick. But the point is,
Wii Fit Trainer.
No, never the right choice. Actually, Wii Fit Trainer sucks. So if
I was
I'm
surprised
like,
how many units that sold. By the way, when I saw those charts, I did not realize how many units Wii Fit had sold. It was like
it is an
million or something
popular
like that.
game as well. But if I'm someone like, why are there no good examples? They're all Nintendo. It's all Nintendo. Like everything I'm looking at, I don't know. You could say Street Fighter, you could say Final Fantasy, or even Splatoon, or any of those games. But now you have the entire all of the people who are only going to be playing Smash for Minecraft are now looking at your character and observing them and being like, they're really cool, actually. Let's check out their game. Like, Smash really is just becoming the biggest marketing scheme of all time.
Yes.
And, which is great, because the product has to be good itself in order for, like, I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh yeah, let's see what this Star Fox franchise is all about. If the characters in the gameplay are cool, you know what I mean? Like since Wolf and Fox are cool, like
let me check out Game and Watch.
Dude, you know how many new Minecraft servers just went up over the past week? A lot. Like I just started playing Minecraft a lot now. Like I don't have the statistic. I'm just saying like I know of there's a pretty big wave of people just being like,
I was gonna buy the game.
It's worth it. It's fun.
You know what makes it so true to form to your statement too is that in the trailer at the very beginning, Sakurai just talks about it's like, look, these aren't always my choices. Like I could tell them no, but then the Nintendo rep comes into my office like, come on,
dude, he was
make it happen, right?
He loves putting these characters
in. I think he likes Minecraft, but he was also making a point. It's like, just so y'all know, this is an advertising machine now. Like I think that's what he was getting at, and it just makes perfect sense because
he knows her.
How many people got into Fire Emblem after Melee? It's always the perfect example. Like it's. And it's just gonna play the same thing with Minecraft, Steve.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I love that sort of dryness with Sakurai when he does these directs. He's like, yeah. They asked me, he's like, wouldn't it be cool if Steve from Minecraft was in Smash? And he's like, that's crazy. That's impossible. So I did it. And I'm just like, that's total Chad. It's so
that's
funny.
The exact thing, man. Because like you listen to his talk, which is so fan. I love the way they're doing these directs now. By the way, they're really.
He's got a nice couch. I love that couch.
He's got a nice.
His house is good. Amazing.
That's a good napping couch.
It is a good napping
couch.
And like he even says it at the end. He's like, this. I can't think of another action-packed game that has all these characters represented and so accurately. So I hope you guys enjoy. Like I think that's what he enjoys about the process of his entire game. If you want my opinion, like he kind of lets on about that because he's like recently, especially like with the Min and everything else, he always talks about how this character breaks all game physics, but like we got him in there, and I'm just like, yeah, you did.
Yeah,
good work.
Really did.
Like you did it.
So the direction I'm kind of looking at this here is that obviously we have a week from today, the patch will drop, and we'll get everything else that comes with it. We'll get the Minecraft World stage, as well as some swell new Mii costumes such as the pig, the Creeper, Diamond Armor, and Travis Scott, which is, I think, absolutely fantastic.
I really feel for Bonk, dude. Not Bonk, I'm sorry. I was looking
Bonkai?
at Bonkers. Yeah, I'm Bonkai, yeah. I was looking at Bonk's had his Twitter up. But I really feel for Bonkai, man. His shit's getting ripped off all over the place. That was really funny.
Yeah.
I could tell it was a re-recorded version, but I still thought the bit was very funny. Like I thought that was a very funny.
He has farmed Travis Scott memes for like the past couple weeks, so it was bound to happen eventually. But yeah, it was definitely coming at some point. I like the fact that they included Creeper and Diamond Armor because, for one, it's a mode none of us play, but for kids, the Spirits mode is kind of cool because then you could bring Steve and fight creepers. And then you got the pig costume, which is just so weird, but
it's so jarring.
It's so funny.
Great.
Like I thought the Virtual Fighter costumes were kind of off color, but my God, these are ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
They're really nice.
Yeah, they are pretty cool.
Those and the Virtual Fighter ones are great too. They really have stepped up their game with the Mii costumes. I didn't really think about it before this very moment.
Yeah, they definitely put effort into these, and they are getting those little. And this is the same thing we were just talking about, like that inclusion of games that they clearly like or just want to see represented. Like they still do them pretty well in these Mii costumes.
Also, Rip Bomberman being deconfirmed twice.
Yeah, 2 times. Assist trophy and Mii costume.
Was that Biddy who really wants him in?
No, it was Gons, but
I did not realize that they have multiple colors for Bomberman. So they not only went out of their way to do Bomberman
for the different Mii colors.
For the different Mii colors, which is awesome because you only can buy the skin once. So I was like, how do they do that? Like I'm not buying that skin 8 times. Oh, that's smart. That's really, really smart.
Yeah, no, I just find it funny how they put Bomberman in purgatory twice. It's just you really don't deserve
I laughed so hard at that. It's like I feel so bad, but this is hilarious.
So you finish what you were gonna say first.
No, let's say, and still yet another missed opportunity to freaking do DLC skins. But either way,
I think this is their answer. Like I think if you said that to Nintendo, they'd go, "Those are DLC skins."
I
and
know,
it's like,
but
I think it's harder.
Look at these things, man.
They look good. The Bomberman one looks
really
exceptional.
No, it looks
really good.
It looks phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the memes that have come out from the Travis Touchdown side of things though, because everybody's just they put it with who's the one from Final Fight or that wasn't allowed.
Oh my.
They put them together in like kind of like the Wreck-It Ralph meetings, like people who are too adult or not safe for boys and girls. And it's just like bleeping out all of the swears he does in the game and talk about how he just like saves from a toilet. It's so funny. Definitely a character I expected to get like some kind of representation in the game. I thought it was gonna be a cis trophy. Did not expect a Mii costume.
Right. So here's a question that I want to pose to you guys. So let's take a look at 2020. DLC wise as a whole, and I'm not gonna lie, they definitely ended with, I think, probably one of the best case scenarios. Because if we got, in my opinion, I still think another Pokemon might be inevitable. I feel like another shill is inevitable from Nintendo.
Yeah.
At this point, so if they
like
ended,
for one of their own, you mean?
Yeah. So they're going to be advertising. It's going to be like what Byleth was, where they're advertising a game that came out 6 months ago for no reason. Again, the people that already bought the system are going to buy. So what I was looking at is that this is. I'm assuming this is going to be the last DLC character we get for the rest of the year. I would be shocked if we got another one.
I think that's.
I feel like we might get the maybe we'll get the announcement of another one in like a December direct or something. But I don't think we're getting another released character in the year 2020.
I think the earliest possible bet is Christmas, and that's it. But I agree. I think it probably happens in January.
They could, they could definitely have something in their pocket for a holiday. That's for sure. Yeah. But I think this is kind of it.
Yeah. So the way that I'm kind of looking at this is like people obviously like me, myself included, I laughed out loud. AJ was.
I was disgruntled.
Yeah, he was disgruntled.
I was disgruntled at first, but then I stopped.
Yeah, a lot of us were kind of like, getting in our own heads and kind of confused and didn't know what to do. So I'm looking at like this is monumental because I saw local New England guy Lance make a tier list saying this, that like if you look
at list sucked.
No, I agree.
He had Ryu in a tier that it did not belong. I agreed with what I saw you arguing with Has. That did not
there
make
was
sense.
a lot of things I was like, what the hell?
I agree with him in the sentiment that Minecraft is incredibly recognizable as like a franchise. Yeah. Like even if you don't know the
concept was good. His execution was fucked.
Yeah.
I disagree with him so much. I love Lance, but I actually really enjoyed disagreeing with Lance because he's like one of those guys that he's fun to disagree with because he doesn't just shut you down. Like he just has, like he's like a good person to talk to about that shit. So yeah, I'm sure he won't care. Anyway.
So I look at it as another case of the ceiling breaking the way that Cloud broke the ceiling. Like when they added Cloud into Smash, that's when everybody was just like, oh god, they can literally put anybody in this game. Mm-hmm. Now with the addition of Steve, I look at it this way: is that number one, like AJ brought up, you get that second Microsoft umbrella rep, so that does leave the door open maybe that Master Chief could be on the horizon. Yeah. I'm not going to hold my breath for it.
I feel like he's got to be.
Got a new Halo.
It's weird. I feel like
it's delayed.
I feel like Master Chief is a closeout DLC, break the internet character.
So.
Well, because
I thought Steve would be that.
I agree.
Yeah,
and he was.
Steve was capable
break
of that
the internet.
for sure.
Yeah, he literally did. But the way that I'm looking at it is that, and number two, it really gives breath to maybe those like one or two indie game characters that might get a chance in Smash. Like I've always hung my hat on Shantae. Because I think Shantae is an underrated series, and I think it's a series that fits itself perfectly for Smash as an indie franchise.
I feel like this is like a year ago. This, like I don't know, man. I think it's just Nintendo reps, and outside of that,
I totally doubt it. But
there's a lot of spots left, though. To be fair,
yeah, because the way that I'm looking at this,
are there? There's only 4 left. They haven't announced. They haven't announced Fighter Pack 3.
I think there is a Fighter Pass 3. Like I'll give reason behind that along with the Pokemon DLC as well. I have a very similar reason for both of those. So I think Shantae has a shot if we see a Fighter Pass 3. But then again, it's kind of hard to predict anything because they straight up caught whoever the leaker was of this information. By the way, like they caught who it was post shutdown because we have not seen
Grinch
any
leak?
valid.
Is that what you're talking about?
Oh no, we don't talk about the Grinch leak. like the most prominent leaker of information was Vergaben, and his inside sources have just not existed. So
yeah, they're in prison.
Yeah, somebody got caught along the way, and it's kind of fun but painful at how long we have to wait because it's like crap. I want to know who, but the excitement factor is actually back because imagine if Microsoft. Or somebody accidentally leaked Steve before that happened. Like, it broke the internet, but it would not have had the same turnout. It would have had way more people meeting it with memes before the announcement than it could have been hit by, because a lot of early disgruntled people would have not liked it. So it had such a more wholesome effect, and I'm actually happy that we're not seeing leaks now, because even though I gotta wait forever to find out who it is, it feels so much more wholesome. It's almost like waking up on Christmas every morning to see an announcement happen. But I still truly believe we see a third pass, because the money's just there. If they're not going to do DLC skins, that's one thing, but like, we don't see these games or new Smash games until we see a new console. And that new console's probably not happening for a little while. So it's like, all right.
Far from that.
Like, just get more life out of this. That's $25 per person per each one of these units to last you 2 extra years of content at a clip and keep people on the $15 a year subscription too. So that's essentially $40-ish per person. That's a good revenue for them.
Yeah.
So I
agree.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
go ahead, man.
Right. So my counter argument to that is that, like, I think a Fighter Pass 3 would be cool, but the problem that I run into that is that, like, if we're really talking about, like, it's like Smash is like the best of the best. Give or take. There's a couple of duds on the roster, in my opinion, but for the most part,
like who?
You really think Duck Hunt deserves to be in Smash? Do you?
Duck Hunt deserves to be in Smash, man.
Okay, look, there's an example of that. Okay, Dark Pit, no.
Okay, fair.
Echoes don't really count though.
Yeah, Echoes the
Echoes
a different category.
I'm trying to think, because there's a couple of.
I mean, the obvious ones.
You went
are
after
Min
the
Min
dog
and Byleth.
of all characters.
Yeah, let's just go
dog?
after the new kind of weird DLC characters, and that's
Byleth? That's the first one I would say. Get those.
Byleth for sure.
Nobody cares.
There's too many Fire Emblem characters.
Min for sure.
I would say Pup. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
she's
grandfathered in.
I'm
a
saying, legacy person. Like I want to keep the OG roster in there all the way through, regardless. Even though it's Puff, but like
anyway,
I just can't help it.
The point I'm trying to get at is that, like, they're really running out of these, like, top shelf premium franchises to be represented in Smash. In my opinion, out of like what even if Nintendo chose to work under things that have been under their own umbrella by one way or another, in my opinion, there's only 2 real franchises that haven't been represented yet. One of them is being Doom, because Doom is an iconic franchise that existed on Nintendo systems in the past, and the other one is Ninja Gaiden. I think 2 of those represent an era of video games, that sort of classic NES, forgotten era. And you look at the characters that we have from that. We have, we obviously have Castlevania, Metroid's represented, obviously, Duck Hunt, and the stuff from the light gun era. I know, I'm trying to get back into good grace with dog people.
Yeah, you're ass kissing now.
Yeah, I know, I love dogs, but I like when I think of franchises that under the Nintendo vault. Like, those are the 2 franchises I feel like should deserve representation in Smash, because the franchises are huge and the IPs are very popular. Once you grow outside the umbrella, there's only really a handful of places you can go left, and the 2 places that everyone's minds obviously go to are places like obviously Halo, because Halo's a cultural phenomenon with Master Chief, and Crash Bandicoot, because he
Kingdom Hearts too. But the problem. Yeah, I think Sora
sucks.
I'm telling you right now. In terms of break the internet characters that you get big money from, like opposing third parties.
You think Sora still?
I think.
I'm not saying Sora gets one fuck about Sora.
No one cares about Sora. No one cares about Crash. Crash 4 just came out. He was in the DLC. No one cares about that guy.
I care about Crash. Thank you very much.
PlayStation didn't care about that guy. That's why he is where he is.
Look, I'll tell you why I think so. It's like, for one, like, Sora's been like, without a doubt, one of the most requested characters in the existence of this game. I'm not saying that he gets in. I'm saying
give me a break.
I'm telling you the truth, man. Like, what, like, opinion or not, it's the same thing as what we just went through in Minecraft Steve. I didn't really care for it before, but I'm telling you right now, if Sora gets announced, internet crashes, because the amount of people guarantee
only Steve did that. The moment COVID crashed the internet, there's no way.
The moment that you hear any of that Kingdom Hearts music on that trailer, and
I'll bet you $20 right now it doesn't crash Twitter like Steve did.
I am willing to bet that character.
$20. You guys all heard it.
Yeah, it's recorded.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, it will break the internet along with Master Chief.
I hope he's a Mii costume so bad.
So that would be the biggest.
That's funny as fuck.
Just the biggest fuck you to like everybody.
Sword fighter
deserves to be a Mii costume so badly.
I'm gonna back up AJ on this one just for one sheer principle alone. I don't give a rat's ass about Kingdom Hearts. I really don't. But the reason why Sora would be like pipe dream groundbreaking is because not only do you have to jump through the Square Enix hoop, which you've already done successfully, you have to jump through the Disney hoop,
good luck with that.
which is literally impossible.
This is why it's not
I'm not saying
happen.
it happens. I'm saying that this character would wreck the community and the internet if it did.
The internet,
happen.
no. So comparatively, Minecraft, 200 million copies sold.
All right, yeah. Give him
Kingdom
the
Hearts,
stats, dude.
30 million.
Give him the
Not
stats.
even fucking close.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like barely
That's
10%.
100%.
It's not even, Minecraft is like the new Pokemon. Like,
It's still
the
one
new
of those,
thing.
like-
That
it's the new
ushered
thing.
in a generation of video game player.
Correct.
And, like it's used in education. Like it's
Everybody-
it has
everybody-
ascended.
You guys are
Wanted-
really disregarding the meme community. Like, not only is like
I see what you're- I
the
see
Sora
what you're
community
driving
is
at.
like the very loud local minority, but people will eat up the ability to just meme and throw that content out there.
That was
will
Steve.
absolutely Steve for sure. I'm not disagreeing with
Memes
that at all.
for
I
decades.
guarantee you, Sora does the similar thing. Like, not to this, maybe not to the same exact
They
degree
are
that
vocal
Steve
minority
did, but
for sure.
I'm
And they all
I'm
already
telling
love Smash. That's the problem. They're already
Yeah.
like, what is the crossover there? You're not gonna pick up anyone new. All those idiots already play Smash. Like, what's the point?
Brother, 100% Mii costume. I can't wait.
Dude, it'd be
I'll
great.
tell you right now,
Get
the
Riku
ultimate
in there.
Then we'll get
disrespect
Mickey
in the
Mouse
world.
here,
Fuck 'em
Fighter 2. It'll be
Imagine this.
that'd be good, too.
Imagine this. This would absolutely like make people snap their games in half. If they were to announce Waluigi as a DLC character, and then in that same trailer
be okay
had
with that.
Sora as a Mii costume.
I would love that. That sounds
That
awesome.
would-
I'd be
that
so
would
happy.
destroy-
That would crash.
I would be cool with that. If we're taking more Nintendo
I wouldn't be cool with that.
characters,
I'm just saying that'd
I'll
be
take
ridiculous.
Waluigi.
What if they? Yeah, dude, it should be Goofy. Should be the character. It should be Goofy, and then you get Riku and Sora as me swordsmen. So that's what I want.
So, good friend of the podcast, R. Hungry, said on another podcast that he hosts with Glentendo that if you're that the reason he doesn't like they talked about this on the episode that they did this week, but like if you're trying to get a Disney IP into Smash, why are you going to stop at Sora? Like, get Mickey Mouse,
Yeah.
get Fantasia, Mickey Mouse in Smash.
It'd be dope.
Like how cool would that be? But
Way cooler than fucking
Dude,
idiot Sora. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
look at the dude. He's disgusting. Look
Well,
at him.
I like Sora
Oh my
fine,
God.
but dude,
He's
people are so
gross.
annoying about him and like.
and Sakurai's even gone on record saying there's too many Sword characters in Smash. So
Yeah, but
he
you
Just
Let
give
it
us
violate
another
me.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not technically a sword character. It's
It has a sword.
It's
True.
true. You raise a strong.
I don't
point,
want this
but-
anywhere near my Smash Brothers.
And,
Oh
there goes our copyright.
you're cool,
strike, ladies
Yeah,
and
you know
gentlemen.
what? And I said the
Yeah.
same thing about
I'm the
Steve,
only
and I
one who
had
has the
my
correct
mind
vision for this
changed.
game.
Okay, I didn't
So-
want Steve anywhere near my Smash Brothers, but I
Yeah.
changed
But
my
he
mind because of
deserves
how
it.
impressed I was, and
He
I'm not
actually deserves
I'm
it.
not
He's super
I'm not disagreeing
He's
with that.
earned it.
I think
didn't-
I think Sora does too. Honestly, I think he does like quote unquote deserve it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
deserve.
I think he does. I think he does. There's enough kids with Hot Topic T-shirts out there with Sora and Mickey on it. You know,
Yeah, they're everywhere.
thing. It would
You
sell
just-
well.
Hey man,
In
don't hate on me
2002.
and my ages of going into Hot Topic. All right.
It's Thorberg, Chris. I wish we were live in the studio so I could fist bump you on that one.
Also, if you guys were
Not Kingdom Hearts, dude. I knew 3 would suck so bad. I called it.
Dude,
I'm not pre-ordering it. I'm not playing that dog shit.
Totally
It's not
sold
happening.
out.
It
Totally
just sucked.
sold out game does not deserve to be in Smash. A game that literally puts attention, love, and detail into all the things they do. Do they need to sell out like Disney does? They don't. Sakurai wants to put in creative, fun characters, not another Square Enix.
Sora would be fun though, because you could create
Dude,
like.
there is a
magic
lot
and-
you
and
could do with Sora. I don't want to
vibe.
hear
You
that.
could- You could
okay?
do a lot with him. Yeah.
There is a
You'd
lot.
be cool.
You
Yeah, I
see
won't
now
dispute
you're
that.
just hating
I'm
for the
just-
sake of hating,
I
man.
am,
Like,
actually. That's-
See,
yeah,
I'm really back.
That's
I'll keep
literally
it
what I'm
real.
doing.
Because he would have like gliding and like he would have moves from like across all the different games and stuff, and yeah, he'd be pretty cool.
Dude,
Like, he'd be pretty cool.
I'm just thinking about the next big
About
Smash
what?
event where I have to censor what goes on the screen. Like, for example, I couldn't play Earthbound music at Frostbite. I had to, like, mute it, or the Final Fantasy fanfare. Now I'm just thinking about when
Yeah,
Mickey and Goofy show up and items free-for-all in a final Smash, I have to, like, cut the screen to black. Like, I'm just not about it.
On that
Yeah, I was
note,
gonna-
with the music, apparently music isn't a big deal because Minecraft couldn't make it work. They had to come
Yeah,
up with all
Minecraft
original
music was more
Yeah, that
boring
was
than Animal
interesting.
Crossing music, which is incredible.
That was stupid.
Yeah, that was an interesting thing.
That seemed like a lie. It seemed like they couldn't.
I will say
get
I
it for
actually
some
liked the
reason,
music
which
in
is
the
weird.
Steve trailer. That was actually like really good.
I agree. I thought it was nice.
Yeah, like
Also,
that-
if you guys are keeping score at home, we have now been copyright struck by the NFL and soon to be Disney. So hope you guys
Dude,
got that.
that NFL copyright strike was like frame one, like
Yeah,
the second
what?
the video before I even published. It was just like, yeah,
There was
bro,
a
your
no
videos.
time.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
That
I forget
like
what
years
episode
ago.
it was.
It was
Nah,
okay. We did an
wasn't
episode.
that long
No,
ago.
we literally did an episode about sports. And then we got fucking canned by the NFL.
That's
It was
wow.
funny.
Or no, I think it
Roger
was. It may have been the NBA actually. It was when we were showing
Maybe.
Kobe. It was back when Kobe passed, and we were showing like Kobe
Yeah.
clips. And for
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever
Roger
reason.
Goodell, if you're watching this, you're on my list. You're sus as fuck. But so let's
always
go
been
around
sus.
the
Yes.
table here. So what's
You're
up?
like Gronk at the Patriots parade when they won the Super Bowl, and he goes,
Without a
Dude,
shirt
he's
on.
a hammered, and he's on a microphone in front of all these idiots that are also drunk in
When
Boston.
he
He goes,
spiked it.
"What do you guys think of Roger Goodell?" And he goes, "Boo!" as loud as he can into the mic. Dude, Gronk
Dude,
rules.
he is the worst, but also the best. I
He
don't know how
rules,
does
dude.
it,
I'm
yeah.
definitely a fan. I'm not a Pats fan, but I think he's hilarious.
Yeah.
What do you
So
guys?
here's
I'll find the clip.
So before, as Haz does the important research, I'll pin this question to you guys. Who do you want to see added within these next 4 characters? And I think Haz already answered this question with Sora. Who do you like loathe? Like what would make you like? For me, when I was watching the Byleth trailer, I saw Fire Emblem and I immediately closed the video and I just started.
Really?
laughing.
Damn.
I've
Yeah,
always
yeah.
stuck through with it, honestly.
Yeah.
I watched it.
I like Fire Emblem.
I watched it. I didn't
Bias.
I didn't extend my bathroom break at work to watch it like I have in the past. I'm just like, okay, I'm done. I can watch this later. But like, what's a character you would loathe? Like, where's the direction you don't want Nintendo to go besides the low hanging fruit of more Fire Emblem characters?
I mean, honestly, I think Sora is the one character that I just don't have interest in. I can't really think of a lot of character. Like my expectations are pretty low with the DLC. I know that they're always going to drop in
mine
a
are too at
banger.
this point.
Like there's always going to be that banger like that everyone just pops off like Steve. So like now that we got that, I don't know if we're going to get another one of those yet. If we do, I won't be surprised, but I'm also not expecting it. With that in mind, I'm not going to care about any of the Pokemon mentioned probably, which I feel bad saying it. It's just like, unless it's like a new trainer, but just from a different region, that would be cool. It's not going to happen, but that would be cool.
I can do a cool one.
But like aside from that, like, I don't know. I would be a little disappointed. I wouldn't be. Doom, I feel like does have a place in the Smash world. The problem is with Doom is I feel like it's either
very
that,
violent.
It's either that or it's Halo. Or Master Chief, excuse me. Like it's one of the
I
two.
feel like
One or the other, you think?
They're kind of
think
just
so.
so similar, and they're both like shooter
Yeah.
games. Unless you're gonna
I'm
put 2
very
shooter
worried
game
about that.
reps, like I wouldn't argue, I guess, but I'd just be
You
surprised.
don't. Doom guy walks so that Master Chief can run. I'm just saying.
I think Master Chief's it though, man. Especially that game's coming out in another couple of years. I know that wasn't the question, but that's
He's-
where I'm just going with it.
That's valid.
Chief is more iconic and he's easier to make like non-violent, quote unquote. Like Doom Guy is
No, I
all
agree.
about gore and
Yeah,
blood
that's
and like
his
chopping
whole
people with
shtick.
chainsaws and shit, which is cool. But like it's not really. And Smash has made a lot of exceptions over the years for what they allow. Snake has
Like with Bayo and
RPGs and
Joker.
explosives. Yeah, Bayo is censored but still very sexual and over the top. And he said there would never be a fighting game character in Smash, and others Ryu. So it's like, and Minecraft's using the damn game, so it's like,
Ken,
and
there's
the
no ceiling.
The hammer, plasma
Yeah.
grenades, and the sword aren't they're not like making
Inherently
anybody
violent,
die.
yeah,
yeah,
or
like
inherently
they're just
gory,
getting
yeah.
hit really hard, so you can
Yeah.
make those work. I mean, obviously, you already know my answer to who I'd want, so I'm gonna give a different one because I'm like an extreme pusher of the Chief. I think with all reasons said, Chief deserves 100% to be in this game, and it's just another major iconic franchise in a game, really a history in gaming. It is literally what made Xbox work. It made people buy Xbox, and I think that you 100% deserves a spot. I will say a different one though, but first I'll say who I would loathe. I do not want to see in this game's life cycle any single bit of Jonesy or a Fortnite character grace the screen of the
Jonesy.
character select screen.
Jonesy.
I
wouldn't
like,
hate it.
Oh my god.
Just
like I don't
Sorry.
want it. Like I
F's
know
in the
that
chat.
like
I wouldn't hate it, dude.
it's not that I can't even argue that Fortnite doesn't deserve a shot either. Like I can't even argue against that. And my original one that I didn't want in was Steve because I didn't really I didn't care that much for Minecraft. Fortnite, I feel like it's just not just the character in itself, like the game. I don't think it's annoying. The character conceptually would be ridiculously broken because of building and all of the different tools and assets that character would get And I think that there would be extra money spent to make sure that character gets the same treatment that Steve got, which would make it even more ridiculous because you have so many different concepts, so many different weapons. You have the jump pad, you have these other things that could make the character work. And I hate that I'm giving a good moveset to it, but like, I just don't want to see it. Like, I put it in maybe a future DLC pass or another game. Sure, I just don't want to see it.
I kind of don't think we're gonna see it. To be honest with you, though, they have reached that iconic phase. The biggest personality in gaming is a Fortnite player, so keep that in mind.
That's why I'm scared, because I think that they have a real shot.
The DLC ninja skin. Let's see it.
Oh my God.
Me saying I wouldn't hate it is me embracing the fact that it's a very realistic possibility.
I'm kind of trying to accept it. The one character I actually really want besides Chief.
Crashing. It's like, well, shit. Like, it's gonna happen. What am I gonna do? Sit here and be scared of it?
Gonna watch it.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
God.
Yeah. That's actually a really good segue on that, because the other character that I wanted is actually Crash. The reason why I want there's a very specific reason why I want, like, I actually want Ryu Hayabusa too, but like the reason why I want Crash and Chief so much is because of the fact that it's once again another mascot of a company. Like, even though it's an old mascot, Crash represented Sony at the very beginning. So to have all of them, like Mario, Pac-Man, Sega, Sonic, Mega Man, Ryu, or for that matter too, Crash, Master Chief, all within one game is the best game of all time for me. Like, just having all of those represented in one, it's the entire era of my childhood within one game, and I will never hate another character that gets in. Like, that's me personally.
That's fair. I just have a hard time buying on any of those characters because PlayStation didn't even do that, man. They let those IPs go bye-bye like 2 decades ago.
He's also available and open because of it now. So it's kind of like a little bit of a to use to Sony.
What do you think about Spyro then? Do you think, like, do you put him in that category too?
I don't think Spyro should get in there compared to other characters. I wouldn't be against it, but
Spyro's the RC Cola of like 3D platformers.
I mean, I agree. I wouldn't want to see Spyro. In fact, I might even go back and put that as my answer.
That whole like generation of like Croc, Spyro, Crash, like
oh my God, Croc.
They all like
Sega Saturn game.
Can we get Gex?
Yeah, exactly. Like
Gex.
those games where they were just like, let's come up with like a lizard thing that's going to beat Mario, and it's like, what the fuck?
That's also
like, these
that's also voiced
already got
by
one of those.
SpongeBob.
Yeah,
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Tom Kenny, I believe, was the voice of Spyro the Dragon. If I'm correct in that.
The thing is, because those remakes I feel like they're already out, and I do think of sometimes these things as like marketing promos. So it's like, why would you even, like, the Crash 4 literally came out? I feel like that's sort of slightly indicative.
You still sell copies after.
Maybe not.
Well, the reason why I thought Crash was getting announced this one is because the game was coming out this past Friday, so that's why I was on that. Now that he did it, I'm thinking either A, COVID delay, or B, maybe he's just not in the game. I'm just saying I would be very happy to see him.
I mean, Rayman didn't get in. I would put him in that same tier, honestly.
Oh yeah, Rayman's definitely. Rayman definitely.
Oh, gross. Yeah. Those like 3D platformer.
Yeah, that
bullshit.
Whole,
whatever. Yeah.
Whole era.
You know what falls in that category too? Great segue. Fucking Sonic the Hedgehog. Do not put Shadow in this game as an echo to Sonic. I will leave.
You leave.
You shouldn't be an Echo.
Leave my house.
You
shouldn't be an Echo.
No, you actually transitioned to something that I was actually
no
really
tails.
to say.
Sonic is enough. You can remove Sonic and add in a different one. That's fine.
How could you so slander?
Go ahead.
It
was Steve for me for a long time. It was like he was my number one. I don't want him in Smash. I don't get who he is. I don't understand his appeal. I didn't grow up. He doesn't look cool outside of knowing who he is and how fun his game is. But then, like, after watching people react and like seeing how like Sakurai taught me what Minecraft was, I was like, it's like the meme with the Spider-Man from Into the Spider-Verse. Like, I was Miles Morales, like crouching and like studying, and I was Sakurai was the older chubbier Spider-Man. Yeah,
Peter Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I felt
that was
more
Sakurai.
Like Steve Buscemi with the skateboards. Like, how you doing, fellow kids?
Yeah, dude, I never felt older than I did watching that happen, because like Smash is something that, you know, on one hand I grew up playing, and like you guys obviously love and like have a special place in my heart for, but it's, you know, obviously there's this place where it's a Nintendo game with a lot of, you know, a way it gets people hooked in is that you play it when you're younger. And so most of the DLC is kind of like whatever, like it's Fire Emblem or it's whatever. But Minecraft, I was totally like, I don't this is not my
that's
era.
like,
This is
feel
not my
like-
era. Like I feel out of
not-
place here.
Yeah, that's the moment you feel too old. Because I talked to a
Yeah.
lot of people that said that.
Yeah.
Myself included. Like the thing that I want to see from the DLC is you actually brought up a great point. A lot of you did is that I don't want it to be from something that already has a seat at the table.
That's
Like
fair.
I don't want
Well-
another. Well, no, I want to see Nintendo like I paid money for this. Okay, I want to see them.
Oh,
push
Chun-Li?
the- That's
Yeah,
that's
give me
fine.
Sagat and let him just like
Sagat?
give me a huge headache.
Zero from
when I
Mega
can't
Man?
connect- Dude, Zero
Only
from
if
Mega Man would be fantastic.
Only if we can
but
get
he's
like
dead.
if we can get Jean-Claude Van Damme from the Street Fighter movie in Smash, I'd be okay with.
How do I mute
Yeah,
another
right.
person's microphone?
Before you do that, like I'd rather see like completely new IPs and stuff like that. Like
I don't
like
know.
me personally, like I'm trying to think because if I'm being real, I've gotten everything I wanted out of Smash.
Yeah.
I've gotten my favorite video game character. I've gotten Mega Man. I've gotten 2 Castlevania characters. Like things that I never would have seen thought humanly possible in Smash. Like I've gotten everything I personally wanted. Does that? I'm trying to think of the only thing that I would.
Dude,
I
there are a
moved my
couple.
mind over.
There are a couple where I'd much rather have a character from a franchise that's already in, rather than add a new franchise in that I don't care about. Like Final Fantasy, there's a million amazing choices you can make from Final Fantasy.
That's
Street
fair.
Fighter,
Plenty.
one that I love. Like, and that's a little selfish, I think, admittedly, because it's like,
Like
I
I, know,
really-
if you're, I was gonna say if you're asking me if I'd rather have like Sephiroth versus like Rex.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Then yeah,
Hmm.
then I feel.
I
that
can't
way.
think of any franchise that aren't in Smash that I desperately think need to be there. Aside from, I think Halo really deserves a spot. And I think
Yes.
I would love Mortal Kombat. That's one that I don't have. That
I think Ninja
that's
Gaiden. I think
realistic.
Ninja Gaiden's one of those franchises.
I don't think Mortal Kombat's realistic, honestly.
I
I hope so, but I don't think it
mean,
is.
Yeah, you're probably.
Anything's possible, dude.
Yeah,
Steve's
because
in
you-
the game.
yeah.
Cloud's
No,
in the
because
game.
I agree with the
It's
Ninja
possible.
Gaiden, by the way.
Right. No, but like the whole argument against Mortal Kombat's the same one used against Doom. Like if you can't have the gory aspects of it, it's not gonna click the same.
Well, that's
like,
why
It's
me
like a
personally-
core part of the
Sub-Zero.
game. Yeah.
like
Honestly-
Ryu Hayabusa deserves to be in Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
like
think-
Ninja Gaiden,
Yes.
like Ninja Gaiden's from an era that's long forgotten, that's very well represented in Smash.
They are,
And that game is one of the hardest games like I've ever played.
they're
So,
yeah,
talking
and,
about a
like-
collection for the Ninja Gaidens that came out for Xbox. Like that is
Always a
coming
good
out.
sign.
So that is,
Great
like, a
way to
thing.
ruin everybody's day. Those games are so hard.
They're very
Dude,
good. They're very good.
That's how I
games.
felt playing through the original Castlevania. Holy shit! I
Oh,
don't
that
know how
game
people
is
did
not
that.
a-
That game is brutal. That game
Yeah,
is brutal.
I actually
loved
just
it.
tried it the other day because
Fuck
Bamo
that.
finally had me try it, and I was getting so mad.
Well, they didn't,
I was
like,
dying so
it-
much.
And in my opinion, they didn't hit a sweet spot with the difficulty of those games until like the Rondo of Blood, which is still a really hard game, but at least it like you don't have to start all the way over if you
Yeah.
die. Like it's
Different
so
era
ridiculous.
games,
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
Also, I just thought of
Good way to
one more
put it.
franchise that I would like to see represented that kind of falls in the same category of like the Mortal Kombat because like as probably the resident like biggest Mortal Kombat fan in here besides maybe I
close.
love Mortal Kombat.
Me too.
A lot. I think Tekken gets a spot before Mortal Kombat.
That'd be
That's
cool.
fair.
There is
Tekken's
a
a bigger
Hayashi
game
costume.
by a
Yeah,
lot.
it's Namco produces Smash as well, and I mean we got the Heihachi costume already. That's like one little bit, but I can see a Jin Kazama getting in the
Jin.
game. Like
would be cool.
Like
I'd
Jin
take
would
that.
be really cool, and it's a game
be
that's
dope.
been, it's another like staple of the Japanese community. Those
Yeah.
they cruised in the arcade systems of Japan for a long time, and there's a reason why like. They are so much better than us at those games because they've been playing them for a long time.
It's big
So
in
I think-
Korea too, right? Or am I
Yeah,
mistaken there?
Korea,
Yeah,
Korea has a lot of really talented players in Tekken as well. Like it's just because their arcade scene is so much better. than
Yeah,
us.
which is
Well,
awesome. The culture is so cool.
Yeah, I wish, but
I know. Me
Yeah,
too.
that would
They
be
must be
very
having a rough time in
Jin,
COVID. but,
Kazuya, like I don't think Heihachi gets in, even though that's who I thought would get in. But like
He's kind of the mascot of the series, right? It's like the
he is
Kazama.
the face of the
Yeah.
game. Yeah, but Jin's kind of taken over in the past couple years. But
Nina,
like,
a lot of people know Nina really well, right? Isn't
yeah,
she?
people kind of
Like not as iconic though. Like
I think it's
when-
mostly because
yeah.
they're the waifus.
Jin's
that's
mom.
why
I'm
they
trying to
like-
think of the most iconic female character, which I think
the
is
most
probably
iconic female character. I think Julia probably is the one people recognize.
It's
the
gonna
most, to
be a
honest.
main character though, because they don't really do that with a
Yeah.
new series.
Ooh.
Like Min Min is the only character that did that.
Yeah.
That wasn't like the main character that got
for Tekken. They could put Akuma in. That'd be cool.
God damn it.
God. Yeah.
There we go. Now
I
we're
don't.
talking.
Look,
All right,
and here's the
well.
thing. I don't hate the idea of Akuma either. I've been on your side with that one for a while.
It'd be
now,
great.
but,
I'd rather Chun-Li than Akuma though.
I agree.
Fair.
I would
agree.
like, for one, another female rep. For two, Chun-Li is awesome. Like,
She's so cool. Strongest woman in the world.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Just watching her
Imagine
do the freaking
having an actual charge character in Smash. That would be like, oh my god.
We got Terry.
You got Terry.
That's
He's got
true.
that
But
one
he's-
move.
Is Terry
rising tap.
actual fighting game question? Is Terry a charge character?
Yes.
He has a charge. He's a charge
Yeah, he's
move.
got
It
the
depends
same,
on how
yeah.
you.
No, I meant like an actual like.
Not full on. No, his moves
We
are
got,
the
There's
same.
some like
Guile in
like
there,
Guile
technically.
like Guile only has charge moves, or
Yeah.
initially only had charge moves.
Yep.
I don't know what the hell's up with his moveset right now, but
Yeah, it's
Terry has a mix,
Yeah.
and that was kind of Fatal Fury's thing, is that they would like kind of Frankenstein things from Street Fighter and try to come up with their own unique thing, which they did pretty
rental combos
successfully.
maybe, but
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, we've been kind of harping on this for a bit, and since we are guaranteed Pokemon DLC, this
You
is
think
something-
so?
I really.
Oh,
do
sorry.
think so.
I thought you meant
really
in
think
Smash.
So. No, I do.
Oh, okay.
I do
he
think
did-
we're
like,
guaranteed
guaranteed we
Pokemon.
get-
Yeah, I really do, especially with 4 more spots in this one last pass.
Good
but,
chance.
I
It's
mean,
it's self-fulfilling.
it's-
Like it helps them out.
it's going to happen.
Yeah.
We
I'm
got
gonna agree with you
Byleth,
for a
like,
reason
it's
after we
gonna
talk about
happen.
Crown in a second too.
Oh yeah, because I'm gonna.
We haven't gotten any Pokemon DLC since.
Mewtwo.
Was it Mewtwo? Mewtwo's the only one?
Yep, just Mewtwo.
Yeah, it's
It's been
happening.
a while.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's got to happen.
So
It's
Yeah,
it's too big of a franchise. Go ahead.
yeah. So we got the addition to the next expansion patch for Pokemon Sword and Shield with the as I named it, the something Tundra. Instead, it is the Crown
Crown
Tundra. Just aesthetically, this looks way more interesting than, in my opinion, than the Isle of Armor DLC. If you watch the trailer, you'll know that the big sell is that this is where you're going to catch all your legendary Pokemon. Which means that terrors such as all your favorite OU and so on and so
VGC.
forth legendaries, VGC legendaries are back. So AJ, as our resident VGC shill, what were your thoughts of the direct?
Okay, so first off, we didn't really learn anything new in this next one. It was kind of just like hey, here's some more Pokemon that are coming out, and a lot of people knew that because a couple of things got data mined. There was a confirmation of an item called Ability Pass, or Ability Capsule, something like that actually lets you get the hidden ability of Pokemon. So it has, again, they continue to just make each individual segment of this game so much easier to be competitive. By years past, it's actually crazy.
Yeah.
As for the
accessibility,
gameplay itself,
dude, that's huge.
Yeah.
That helped me back from playing a lot. That's very cool.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
it was so hard for people to get into the game before. Like they're trying to consistently make a team that's meta relevant, and everybody wonders why everybody's playing the same teams. It's because it takes forever to make a team.
Yeah.
And
is that a thing? Because I feel like that's kind of like the auto short hop thing in Smash, where new players are kind of like, this is so cool, this is great for me, and then veteran players kind of don't like it. Is how do like the core? I'm not in I don't talk to a lot of competitive Pokemon players, so how is that kind of barrier of entry thing being pushed up viewed? Do people like it or no?
It's a lot easier in terms of being able to get more people in the scene because of things like rental teams in particular. Like if you're not good at if you're not good at team building, my biggest thing I always suggest to new players is practice rental teams and then focus primarily on learning how to team build, because if you learn how to team build, you learn how to get used to over 400, 500, 600 matchups, because you got to know all of them, and knowing all those abilities is hard when you're playing, whether it's singles OU or in doubles VGC official format. Like it's rough.
Plus different builds, like you have no idea. Like you can see abilities sometimes when a Pokemon's sent out, but you have no idea if they invested bulky or what their moveset is. Obviously you can estimate and like guess kind of, or make educated guesses, but yeah, it's really cool. I think competitive Pokemon's very
They've been experimenting with open team sheets in these online tournaments because it's meant to prevent people from cheating, like changing their team out in between, because we're not at official tournaments, we have to be at home. But just overall, like beyond just the competitive standpoint, I'll say it straight out, I was pretty let down with Isle Armor. Like it was fun at first, but there wasn't a lot of good post game to it, or like it didn't really feel like $15 worth of my time, you know what I mean? Like it introduced move tutors, which unfortunately broke Rillaboom, but there was also a lot of really good things that made it's gonna break Kartana and other ones too. But it brought spice into the format. Now I hated Series 5 in my opinion, but it wasn't a bad format. I just didn't like it. This one, however, bringing the legendaries potentially back in. We don't know which ones are legal yet. They haven't officially confirmed it. They said most legendaries. That's all it says in the text, which is assumed mythicals, other than one event, which I actually, for the first time, are doing an official Pokemon event that involves mythicals. Never been done before. So that's cool. But the normal formats won't have them. If they are already bringing back restricted Pokemon, though, I think that brings a barrier to people once again, because even though there's all these items that let you reset IVs, reset everything, nobody wants to fight Xerneas again for the next 2 years until we wait for a new game. I hope that they are only doing partial. Obviously, Landorus, the genies, and all that are going to be a pain in the ass, but like it's not unbeatable. It's just very annoying. And I hope that they have some good rules that restrict you down a certain amount, so not everybody's just running the same cores every single time. I don't care personally, because if you run the same core, I'm gonna beat you with Pikachu, like, just because I'm gonna know what you're doing. But it's at least it looks like it has more life to it. It's got a 4-chapter system now compared to just the 2-chapter system. Actually, really just one, with the getting Urshifu and then one little post game thing. It was
like
good.
You have one thing to do and it's not even fun.
Yeah, it was not terrible. It was not good. Like, it's like, oh, do this, get your Kung Fu, and then here's your Urshifu. All right, we're done.
Raise it to
level
what
80.
Else? Okay, I guess I'll do that, and then
and then
that's
the
it.
log farming thing that you got to do in it was completely useless. Like,
I downloaded a chore. Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
paid for that.
That's literally what it was. Like, you have.
Trash.
Urshifu's so good that you had to get it, and in order to get it, you had to spend $15. Like, that was my view on it. But Crown Tundra, like I said, it's got the 4-chapter system. You got the fossil excavation system or something like that. Then there's the 3 birds in a tree. I don't remember exactly what they're all the chapters are called, but then there's the Reggie's segment, and then there's the they come from a different world, which is the Ultra Bee segment. So it feels much more like a true to form post game content this time compared to before.
Finish what you were gonna say. I'm sorry.
That was good. I was gonna say, I think though that this is not the last DLC pass. Very similar to the way I felt about Smash. This one, we haven't seen any new information or anything that leads us to believe that we're getting a new main game for Pokemon just yet. So similar to the way I look at it when it comes to the Smash one, another $30 pass. $15 for Pokemon Home, $5 for the DS version of Pokemon Home, $15 for the internet. That is a lot of money out of each individual player in order to consistently play this at a meta-relevant level. And it's the most popular franchise in the world. So, like, a lot of people are going to want to get it just outright if they do another pass. I think that it makes sense. Yeah. And I think that the next pass DLC, around then is when we see a Pokemon get announced for Smash.
Agreed.
It's definitely that timeline sounds about right. Mm-hmm. If they're trying to maximize exposure and sales for both sides.
It just makes too much sense from the business side of it.
I think the thing that I'm looking forward to the most with this DLC pack is, like, looking at it from a casual standpoint, is that I like, number one, having better barriers of entry to get into the VGC and competitive side of things is awesome, and Pokemon's done a really good job of, like, lowering that, like, threshold of entry.
Agreed.
with every iteration of the game. Number two, just from a casual standpoint, like, I know I'm personally not a completionist when it comes to Pokemon because it just takes too much time. I think eventually, which also kind of ties into how more DLC could work, is that they're gonna make it so that I think at some point every Pokemon ever will be accessible, like through the games. Which is why they probably, staggered the release of how many Pokemon you can get in the first place. But, I know as someone that's like, I think that's why they're releasing like a bulk of the legendaries, because the problem with, completing your Pokedex is that, if you miss this one, GameStop event to get a legendary trio, but the GameStop you go to doesn't have Wi-Fi because you went to the one in the mall, looking squarely at you, 15-year-old Kyle. You're just kind of shit out of luck when it comes to, completing your game, because a lot of those Pokemon were event only. But I do like that, at least with the DLC, they're giving you an opportunity to make up for lost time. And I like the chapter system. It looks cool. I agree with you guys on a lot of what you said. Like,
I just realized something I completely forgot about in that. For one, I agree heavily with what you said too, because they're doing Wi-Fi based events for getting mythicals you couldn't get before. Like, I never got Zero Aura before from the movie, and you pretty much just SOL outside of buying a pass from somebody who has one or trading for one. Most of the time, they're not legit. They had shiny Zero Aura events though, and they're releasing the ability to regain Melton and Melmetal from Pokemon Go without having to do all of that stuff. So, that's another thing they confirmed. You're going to be able to finally transfer Pokemon from Pokemon Go into this game. That's happening later this year, which gets you a Melton that becomes Gmax Melmetal. So, like, there is a lot of stuff that they're adding to this game that is bringing in those other titles and properties that they didn't before. But something I completely forgot about, we were talking about the legendaries. Casuals love legendaries, but another fun casual thing is that raid system they're doing. It's all rental Pokemon now, so there's no way to break anything. You actually have to make an effort to travel with a group, and I think that's going to be really good, not just for streamers, but for just kids in general to have fun with their friends. Like, hey, I don't have all the best Pokemon, but we can farm up. It's kind of similar to like how a dungeon would work in an MMO, and work our way towards this legendary boss and catch it. In a game we couldn't play because we don't have the 20 councils from behind us. Like, I have all that stuff, and I transferred them all the way from Gen 3 all the way up because I'm old. But these kids don't have that, so they could actually catch them now, and that's really cool. I may not like the fact that I gotta fight Xerneas again, but at least they could catch it for the completionist.
Yeah. Also, it's funny you brought up the Zeraora. That movie's actually on Netflix. It's actually very, very good. Yeah, the two most recent or three most recent Pokemon movies are all on Netflix. They're 10 out of 10. Highly recommend.
I'll watch it. I've been rewatching a lot of the Pokemon anime because Pokemon Journeys is really good. I don't know. I know a lot of people don't really like Pokemon that much, the anime wise, because it's like kind of a weird anime. But Journeys is like the first true to form, like almost shonen type style anime that I've seen them do.
I'll die on the hill that the XY anime is phenomenal.
I'm watching that right now, so
it's so good.
I just finished the Fairy Gym, so like I'm cruising now because everybody was like, you need to watch this.
Speaking of history, though, I think the coolest thing about this direct is that everyone's talking about is that at the end of the DLC direct, you got a music video from a band called, what was it called? It's like Soulful Chicken or something?
No, it was Bum Up Chicken. Yeah. Dude, that was such a good
bump of chicken.
That's such a good video. And like, not only did they started it off with the very first like in Red and Blue, they had, I forgot what the movie is called, but it was the four kids at like walking on the train tracks.
Yeah, it's filled with very deep cut like Pokemon references.
They referenced that. They referenced all Pokemon trainers from every generation in terms of the people you started with. The champions, except for Alder and Iris, they got shafted with literally just a high five, but nobody cares about Alder anyways. So like it was really cool, really well done, and it was. If I remember correctly, there's a really famous anime artist who did it, like the guy who did Gurren Lagann or something like that. I don't know, but like the quality was so good.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. I think just like, you know, like I said, I'm someone that really appreciates those like deep cut references and like stuff like that, and Pokemon kind of acknowledging its past, and you know, it was a fun little send off, and you know, as we near the end of the year, maybe we'll see some more Pokemon news and stuff before the end of the year. But again, if this is how they send things off, very excited. That all comes out in 2 weeks. That comes out, I think, the Tuesday after.
This month is packed with stuff. We got Steve on the 13th. For us WoW players, we got the pre-patch for Shadowlands on the 13th as well.
Maybe.
Yeah. No, the pre-patch is confirmed. The pre-patch is confirmed for the 13th, but the expansion got moved back. Yeah. And then the 22nd is Crown Tundra DLC. So there's actually a lot going on. And I'm pretty sure I'm missing at least one more game in there too.
I think it's where we're heading next. Actually, I don't know when the release is on Hyrule Warriors, but I know that they've literally been doing like
people like that franchise.
It feels like it's been weekly.
That game.
The thing is, though, is what they're doing is really unique this time around, and you can tell that they. Like, Breath of the Wild is a massive game, right? Big open world game. First time they did that with Zelda. And then the thing is they've obviously invested a lot of resources into that, because even this game, this Hyrule Warriors game, which is literally just a Dynasty Warriors game, which doesn't really get, in my opinion, unless you're a diehard Dynasty Warrior fan, isn't super exciting, because it's just like, it's kind of one of those things like you played one Dynasty Warrior game, you played them all, but the difference is with this is it's all story driven, and it takes place 100 years before Breath of the Wild. And the really interesting thing to me now is seeing Nintendo do this kind of like, okay, here's one game series. Anytime they do Zeldas that have like continuations or related, they're always good. You know, just think about A Link to the Past and A Link Between Worlds. Like, those are connected games.
Oh,
Fantastic.
I love A Link Between Worlds, man. I mean, I love Link to the Past too, but man, I
That's-
love
So,
Link
like-
Between Worlds. Holy
Yeah,
shit!
that's a 10 out of 10 game.
So, like,
That's
love that
actually on my
game.
list of like RPGs in my order of to play, because that's one I've been wanting to play for a while, and I finally got
So
somebody who has a
good.
copy. It's so hyped up. I'm glad to hear you guys also just hyped it up. Because
so it's incredible, yeah.
Yeah,
It is. It's really well done.
It's-
And the thing is
it's-
they use the old map, too.
it's Link to the Past too. Like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's so good.
Yeah, and
It's so good. It feels
which
so
is so
fresh, too.
uncommon
It's
for
wild.
Zelda. I think that's why people
Yeah.
are so excited for this one, because even though it's a Dynasty Warriors based game, it's true canon to the it's pre
well, that's
that time. Like, it's so cool.
That's the thing, man. And it's like
Well-
it's supposed to be 100 years in the future. Or, I'm sorry, in the past, and
Yep.
they have the story. And the cool part is, I was watching a Game Explain video about this actually, where they sort of show you the places that are, in the past, like Hyrule Warriors. They're running around and it looks a certain way, and then they show you in Breath of the Wild what it looks like, and it looks like a little bit decayed. Like, some of the pillars are down. There's some ivy growing, so it's like they've literally used the same map. They've just used it within
Wow.
Hyrule Warriors. Like, it's kind of amazing. So I
That's-
just think
yeah.
about how
Well-
much they're gonna keep going. Then there's another Breath of the
Yeah.
Wild coming out. Like, they're
feel
really
like-
doing it. Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of the goal of these things now, though, is where you make something so successful, then you just franchise it. So,
Yeah.
and that comes down to like little kind of micro ecosystems within games themselves. So, like, Breath of the Wild is kind of its own Zelda banner or whatever you want to call it, right? And they're going to keep growing that one out and keep fleshing it out and keep selling sequels, anything related to Breath of the Wild. Since it was such a big hit, they're just going to keep kind of milking that part of the franchise, which makes perfect sense. And I feel like it's not something they really did in the past, unless you count like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, which is more questionable than what's going on right here. But yeah, I think that's kind of the goal now, is to make a very successful subdivision of a game, whether it's Breath of the Wild or Mario Galaxy, or they made Galaxy 2, right? Like, that was the thing.
Yeah, and that was
So
debatably better than the first, or objectively, according to most, I think it's debatable. But
yeah, still, yeah. So the point is, I think, which is kind of surprising that and the point is that you do that so that you can make more money off the initial thing that you sold. So it's not like, well, I made Breath of the Wild, $60 from everybody, all set. DLC, new games connected to that world, like all these other things that make the new world within your franchise worth more money and to be worth more to your consumer, because then you already have, like, we look at that Breath of the Wild thing and we all instantly, and it's kind of unfair, but we instantly connected to all the good times that we had playing Breath of the Wild, which is one of the best games that's come out in the last, I don't know, 15 years, 10 years. It's an exceptional game, and using it that way and just putting it on this format of this game of Dynasty Warriors is super smart, because it's going to make the game, even if it isn't like truly better, since they put like love, care, and attention into it, like you said, Chris, overlaying the maps and all that stuff, it's going to seem awesome. And they kind of get to piggyback off of the success of a previous version or very successful part of the franchise, which is cool. And everyone kind of wins in that way.
Yeah, I mean, hey man, I gotta tell you, I initially was just like, oh, another Warriors game. I'll probably pass, like, whatever. I've played.
Oh, it's a whole
Fire
game?
Emblem.
I thought it was just DLC.
I know it's a
No,
whole.
it's a whole new game.
Shit.
It's a
Yeah,
prequel.
it comes out November
It's-
20th.
It's amazing what they're doing. I'm really surprised
It's
they're
even
doing
bigger
this
than-
series.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they have a whole second one that's going to continue the story. Obviously,
you can
going to
play
be in the
as
same
Impa.
map. Yeah, they just announced Impa, so they're adding. And there's
She was in the last one, though.
yeah, and they're doing
wasn't
these
she?
like
Yeah.
yeah, she was, but like as an adult, since this is like a different timeline. She's like more
It's
like,
the
younger.
duh.
and-
I'm stupid.
gotta
It's the Breath of the Wild.
No,
timeline,
it's
no.
this is the interesting part about it, because
cool.
they've been releasing this stuff a little bit too. They've been doing like weekly. I think there's even a direct tomorrow that's going to be doing more stuff.
there's
So probably
there's
another character.
Earlier today, they announced a Nintendo Treehouse tomorrow that's going to showcase some more gameplay of Age of Calamity, as well as some Pikmin 3 Deluxe stuff. So Nintendo just keeps killing it with these like micro. And they also announced today that Overwatch is on the Switch is going to be free to play for Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah, no one's buying that.
Yeah, till like the end of the month or something. So like Nintendo's really killing it with these like little micro directs and stuff like that. Because have we had a proper Nintendo Direct? Like all year? 'Cause I can't really remember the last time we did it.
I don't think so. And the thing is they keep like shadow dropping all this really good stuff too. Like I don't know if you guys have played Mario 35 yet or not.
It's phenomenal,
dude. I've been told I need to play it because those are like some of the games I'm best at. It's like old school Mario, like platformers, Mega Man X, like all those games are what that's why I love Smash. Like I really love quick platforming games. So.
It's super interesting, and they took a page right out of the Tetris 99 book where it's just like kind of just what do you call it? Old game, but now they added a multiplayer facet to it, and and people like it. So like I don't know. I played it. I think it's great, honestly, especially because it's free. Like you kind of can't beat that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like they dropped it without saying a word. It was like, oh yeah, by the way, you can play this now.
They've been doing that.
Download that right now.
Yeah, it's small Battlefield.
It's free on Nintendo Switch Online. So
good. Grab my Switch while we're doing this.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
There's also another game that just came out. Is this? I don't know if it's on the Switch or not. Genshin Impact. Is that like another like?
That's everywhere.
That is on PC, mobile. PS4, and that's what I know of so far. That honestly, that I didn't really care at first.
It's Breath of the Gacha.
It's Breath of the Waifus, but like it's really crazy that like that game has really kind of changed what it means to be a free-to-play game in a way that we haven't really seen. It's like it is an incredible like AAA titled gacha game, which I don't think I'd ever say in my lifetime. So it's really mind-blowing to see the amount of effort they put into that. And
people love it. I've heard
you can progress without spending money. Like that's obviously you could get a lot more out of it, but it's got a lot to it. Like and it's got consistent updates that are going to happen to it too. So it's going to make its money off the people who buy the stuff for sure. Because the drop rates are kind of ridiculous, but like even so, it's
really alarming how much it actually looks like Breath of the Wild.
Oh, it plays just like it too.
It's like kind of
crazy. The cues, the sounds when you run into enemies, the music changes in the same way. The cooking is very similar. Like it is very similar, but it's unique enough in its combat system and the way that things operate that you can look at it as its own entity, which I think is what a lot of people were too like quick at the start to say, oh, it's just Breath of the Wild clone. But even look at that. Look at the way that looks. It looks just like it comes right out of Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
It's really all multiplayer and stuff too.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
This has definitely been like an interesting couple of months in regards to like multiplayer games. Mm-hmm. I think everybody's really starting to like if people are definitely I feel like people I know who would never play like gotcha games like this or like have reached out and be like, yo, you playing this game yet? Or like it's the kind of the same thing with like you know games like Fall Guys and like Among Us, you know, these games that are
Fall Guys fucking fell off so quick, huh?
Yeah, Fall Guys fell
guys.
That shit hit a
Among Us really kind of killed its own competition there. That's really a big thing what happened.
Among Us, like it's just Mafia virtually, which is what everyone
I give
wants
Among Us
right now.
a month to two tops before that's also hitting the same thing. Like it was just with flavor of the month.
It started with Fall Guys, and they're gonna add expansions and shit to like Fall Guys and Among Us got popular around the same time, and Among Us is killing it right now, like just destroying everything.
It's the Twitch game, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I think with Fall Guys, you can kind of see like you know the charm, I guess, kind of wears off after a while, but like. Death, taxes, and Mafia at Smash tournaments, like those three things are like are inevitable in life. Like,
I feel like when your game's on top like that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Kubo.
No, I was just gonna say like I can definitely like see a scenario where like because I think the creators of the game said that they scrapped plans for a sequel.
They did
to Among Us to kind of update the current game, and they mentioned some things about how like you know the code's a little out of date, so like they might take some time to change things, but like I think because the genres like the core gameplay of the games are so vastly different, like they're like social deduction games are just always so much fun.
Yeah,
like you can
they're endless possibilities. Like it's just human interaction. There's no limit to how high the ceiling goes.
It's been out for a little while now too. It's been out for like
a couple of years.
Yeah. So kudos and congratulations to the team to finally like all it takes is just one good streamer to like get some attention on it, and that's it. It goes.
It's
So,
nuts. The streamers have so much power, dude. They really do.
There's
It's
a reason why
insane.
people have early copies or early consoles of Xbox Ones right now because of the fact that they have that type of pull. They are the market. Why spend so much money on an ad on live TV that most kids aren't watching now versus letting their favorite streamer who everybody's watching get access to this stuff? So it's incredible, man. Also, one quick thing I wanted to point out one last time on the Hyrule Warriors before we step away from that is that side by side sold me so much more on the game than I realized because I honestly could barely tell the difference, and I've played a lot of Dynasty Warriors games. You could tell the map in Dynasty Warriors. It's like, here's segment A, big mob, fight big mob, move on to segment B. In that, I looked at that, I was like, I just feel like a busted Link. Like, I just get to fight all these things all at once. Like, I think that's going to be a big difference this time around for that Hyrule Warriors plus being canonical to the actual franchise compared to the past version of it, which was cool because you got to play all the different timelines, but it still felt just like a Dynasty Warriors game.
It's so weird. It's so weird to me that like they're making a warrior style game like canon. It'd be like if like 2K games made like, I don't know, like the plot of like the next Borderlands game like essential and like in order to understand the plot of the next Borderlands games, you have to buy like MLB The Show or something like that. Like,
imagine they turned back. Good example for that too is actually imagine they took Borderlands and made it a battle royale game, and it was canonical to the actual story. Like it's very very similar. Let's just look at that. Like,
it's amazing.
You're on Death Mountain on both spots, and you straight up feel like
looks like the same game.
You feel like you're playing the actual game. That's never been done with a Dynasty Warriors title, and it's going to get people to buy that game. Like, I already want to buy it so much more looking at that side by side. Like that looks incredible.
Yeah, it's really cool. I didn't realize it was like this either because, as I mentioned when we first started talking about it, this game, Age of Calamity, the new one, is literally 100 years before the first Breath of the Wild. It's supposed to kind of give you a glimpse of all the champions and all of the battles that you're sort of having flashbacks to in Breath of the Wild. And yeah, you could tell, dude, the amount of... And this game is very big. And when I say this, I mean just Breath of the Wild. That map is massive. I don't know if you guys really played through Breath of the Wild, but...
Oh, I did. Yeah, it took forever to get through that game. Just look at that. Like, that right there is... That's Hyrule Warriors, and it looks just
Here, look, it
like
shows
the
you
game.
exactly where it is on the map. And this is a Game Explain video, by the way. So if anyone's watching this and curious to see this firsthand, just check out Game Explain. But yeah, this is it. So you could see the map looks a little different. On the right is the future. You see all the pillars broken down, and on the left is the Hyrule Warriors equivalent, which has the pillars up and the flags are not destroyed. Like
it's such a twofold thing because it makes their job so much easier. Like, just copy this and make it a little nicer, and then make it, let's make it a reference. But it also it works in two ways because like their job is easier, but also it really connects you to that first world that you kind of fell in love with, and a lot of those experiences you get to relive in the past though, which is such a cool concept. So really works out for everyone there. It's cool.
It's brilliant, man. I'm pleasantly surprised to see that this was the approach, and with that surprise, I guess I'm not that surprised because, like I said, the resources that must have went in this game from Nintendo are probably a lot. So my thought is they're like, well, guess what? We already have all this stuff basically created. Plug it into Hyrule Warriors and we'll get more story. We don't need to make a whole prequel that is going to be like, because they're making Breath of the Wild 2 already. They don't need to make a prequel, but if they want story, just hack and slash
people wanted
game.
A prequel, so this is a perfect really meeting of both worlds. Like, cool I'm thoroughly impressed.
I hope they do more stuff like that with
other games. Happens when your foundation's Breath of the Wild. You can work anywhere, dude. You can do anything. That's such a solid foundation to build up from.
It's so easy to build on.
I have so much confidence too because we were talking about that too as far as like Zelda games that get prequels, sequels, whatever. Like they always nail it. It's always good.
Yep.
So
I agree. And we're gonna again see more of this stuff moving forward. And again, Nintendo's really trying to get home a lot of these things for the coming holiday season and stuff like that. And it looks like at least for the rest of the month or for the rest of the year, they're gonna have at least at least 2-3 more months of content to show us. So it's always an exciting time to be a Nintendo fan, but especially with the way that the world is right now, I'm finding myself having a lot more time to play games. So I'm looking forward to actually like sitting down and sinking my teeth into a few of these things. So but yeah, if that pretty much covers everything today, at least for now. Obviously we got Steve dropping next week, so Haz will be the best Steve player in his house soon enough.
I'll build a new one in the game, dude. That's what I'll do. That's what you do in that game. I know that now. There you go.
Yeah,
I'm educated.
Let's all hop on a Minecraft server and start.
There's
start
already
now.
one. Me and Pausden made one. So that, like I told you,
Of course
there's already
one.
That shit looks fun. I don't have time for it, and that's what makes me feel ultimately the
You're
oldest.
already like rotting away with other MMOs.
It's
so.
really like,
Not really. I don't play WoW that much anymore because I have so much ridiculous gear. I only need to log in like once a week. Like my character, dude. I fucking.
WoW is definitely in a content
It's like
draw on
it's like
both
community
classic
service at
and
this
on
point.
live game side. So
Yeah, I might download the Final Fantasy 14 demo and just never leave.
Been thinking about it too.
It might be time.
that's
but,
a scary
game.
one.
Yeah, so
Right,
let's
yeah.
time to do that pluggy thing. If you guys enjoyed the show, obviously give us a follow on YouTube. Listen to us on Spotify as well as on SoundCloud. All your feedback, is welcomed. With everything going on, you can follow me on Twitter at KoopaNJ. I'm doing nothing except trying not to get sick, and I just bought Doom 2016, so I'm playing through that for the first time, and it's it's intense. I just finished High Score on Netflix, and they go into.
Oh, that was a good show. No one's
Yeah.
talking about that, which is weird. I thought it
It's
was great.
very
I heard
good.
it
I
was
thought it was
like-
cool.
Yeah, the episode they did on id Software and stuff like that was very, very interesting. So
Yeah.
that's why I was like, you know what,
I say
I
the
don't-
Sonic episode,
the Sonic episode was good
the
too.
fighting
but
game episode.
that was
so
that was
cool.
good too. But I've played all those games. I've never really played a Doom game before, so
Fair enough.
I'm jumping in with Doom 2016 on the Switch, and it's very, very fun.
Yeah,
So
it's a great game. All the Doom games are pretty great.
yeah, so Mr. Hazardous Matthew, and your you want to plug your combo video now?
Hell yeah, dude! I'm back on Twitter finally. Minecraft Steve brought me back. So there you go. What a timeline. At Hazmat Rules is my Twitter. My YouTube is just /Hazmat, youtube.com/Hazmat. I just uploaded a new combo video, Canon Richter only. Yeah, I'm competing in my first Wi-Fi tournament
Hey,
ever
Wow.
on Thursday.
8
I'm pretty
months in.
excited. Oh, there it is. Oh, turn on the music. Oh, you'll get copyright
Yeah.
strike. I did immediately,
I don't really care
obviously,
that
but
much.
Well, there's Mewtwo
the
King.
Mewtwo kick.
that's one thing I won't compromise on. Like, I'd rather have the videos be what I want them to be and not like earn a meager whatever money I would
Yeah,
off
it
of
doesn't
them.
matter. Yeah, that's what I was
No.
gonna say. I don't really mind that much.
Yeah, I need to. Oh, okay, cool. But the songs are bangers, man. They really
Yeah,
are.
they are.
They really are.
It was so good. So I had so much fun making this. So I make YouTube content whenever the hell I feel like it. Really no schedule or anything. It's just kind of a side passion that I have a lot of fun with. So check out my stuff. I have a great video with Mars too. Yeah, I'm back on Twitter. So check out Twitter. Check out
Still living
YouTube,
the same
Twitch. I'll probably
location.
stream my run this week. That's what people do, right? Like I
Yeah,
should stream my. Okay.
Yeah, definitely
content.
recommend.
Free content, baby.
I know. I'm worried my Switch is going to overheat. It overheats so much these days. I don't know
Really?
why. It really
so
does.
That stinks.
Every time. I know. It's like I'll play for 45 minutes and it'll do it, or I'll play for 3 hours and it won't do anything. So,
That's crazy. I
Like a
wonder
DQ.
why. You
That is
should
weird.
try
but
something
if I'm
like
streaming
that.
it, you'll see that I'm not lying. At least
No,
that
Mhm.
that you'll see it's overheated.
I don't want to
So-
see it. That
Poor-
sounds scary.
Poor Doug Bowser. AJ, what do you got going on nowadays?
Pretty much similar to Haz. Mostly it's just been YouTube, except more on the Pokemon side of things. I'm pretty excited about Crown Tundra. I'm gonna probably be streaming that. I'm gonna try and start streaming regularly. I haven't really been good at that, but still regularly posting videos. If you like VGC content, I do a lot of that. Everything is Ajax_HQ, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. It's all the same stuff. I'm looking forward to that. I am willing to bite my tongue and give a shot at Steve when he comes out. I'm happy for the fans who got him, and I'm hoping that this just leads to potential for more Microsoft reps in the future. And it was fun just being able to chat with you guys again. It's been a little while, and we got a lot of good stuff.
Naturally,
I'm
my man.
definitely looking forward to doing some impressions. Hey, there's me.
Yeah, I was just looking for it. I wanted to give you the same treatment.
Yeah, there's my most recent video with Blastoise and stuff. Again, I wasn't joking. If you all decide to play the same legendaries over and over again, I will make every single possible troll team I can to defeat you and make you feel terrible. Because I regularly am in the top 100 or top 1,000, and I do not care for what you have out there, I will destroy it. So there's actually really good. I had a Smash Bros. Theme team recently that I did, and I regularly won with Squirtle. The kill count is like 8 kills amongst the teams, which is hilarious to me. So, yeah, I got more stuff getting posted. I haven't posted like the past week because I was trying to do Smash commentary again. As you will see on Thursday, I'll be probably hopping on the DNA again.
It's true. It's a thing that we do. I forget about that sometimes.
Yeah, Lo and behold, we're all Smash commentators. You wouldn't believe it, but it's yeah. I'm glad to do this again, and I'm looking forward to the next one for sure.
Yes, sir. Mr. Crystalodian, what about you? What you got going on?
Just a bunch of stuff, man. To be honest with you, just follow Master Hand Gaming on everything. Things are changing pretty quick. Tournaments, DNA is actually the weekly Smash tournament on this channel. If somehow
it's been pogging off.
I need to start. I need to compete, dude. I'm a player again now.
Don't you? Dude, the tournament.
Because I'm scared to lose to the good players that go there. There's a lot of good players
on the regular too. That weekly's
that
so
goes
stacked up.
That go there at the internet.
Yeah, they go to your tournaments. Yeah,
I'm pretty excited. Yeah, without the region lock, it's been so much more fun. Like, if you don't care about very specific gameplay frames and you're just willing to be okay with online being kind of not that great and want to see other regions, it's just more fun.
I just imagine players like showing up in the lobby virtually in Smash is like that one episode of Futurama where they go onto the internet.
That's a good one.
Yeah, man. Just wait until one day when my tournaments are live playing in a Minecraft server and people are just chilling in there.
Let Lucy Lou show up. That would be
it'll be pretty good.
Full circle. But
yeah, so
Philip J. Fry.
Philip
Fry, I'll never forget you. Memory deleted.
I'll never forget what you did.
I will never
Philip
forget
J.
you.
Fry.
I love Futurama, man.
Oh,
Oh, you know what I bought recently? Just going off of shit that I've been watching. Batman the Animated Series, the complete series. I treated myself. Amazing fucking show. I haven't
Mark
watched
Hamill
in a while.
is such just a timeless
iconic
voice.
Iconic.
Of that.
And you can't forget about the man himself, of course, Kevin Conroy.
Of course, Kevin
Conroy, the guy.
Voice of Batman.
Whenever I read Batman comics, they're in their voices.
Yes.
Batman is Kevin Conroy, and Mark Hamill is the Joker, of course. It just has to be that way.
Yep.
It's gotta
every
be.
single meme, every single clip, anything I see of involving Batman and Joker, I automatically assume I read in their voice. It's just those will go down in history as some of the best voice acting ever. Oh my God, Gordon, what are you doing?
Yeah, scared.
And here comes our copyright strike from Warner Brothers next. So
we're
we're going for all the brands. Next
I
is
hope they send someone to my house and.
Yeah, I hope Mark Hamill shows up and kills me.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, but that's definitely a good thing to be watching. I'm trying to find something to. I've been like watching like random episodes of like It's Always Sunny.
I've been watching The Boys.
I've heard The Boys is really good.
The
I might
Boys
start that actually.
Is a show you don't watch with your kids ever.
No.
They literally take what would happen if superheroes were controlled by corporate America, like that, and then just go from there.
Yeah,
it is violent. It is fun, and it's a really good time. And season 2 is just continuing to kick it off. I highly recommend.
Excellent. Yeah, that's gonna do it for this week's episode of the show, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back next week with our impressions of Steve and who's gonna utter the first "fuck Steve" of 2020 on the internet. My bet's on Glenn, 110%.
No, it's definitely gonna be Glenn.
Yeah,
Nintendo.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, yeah, just like, follow, subscribe, all those fun things. Appreciate you guys watching, keeping up, and yeah, I guess we'll see you probably after Steve's out.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Take care, everybody. Have a good night. Wear a mask. Stay safe.
Steve.